and transport vehicles to take the thing to the market, the services, all the sectors will expand. So therefore, please take this idea of the parish development model as very, very important. And we can really now change Uganda this time. There are problems in the world. The problems were originally caused by nature, corona. That one caused us problems, but we survived. And I told you very firmly, because me, I'm not just, I'm not a politician, I'm a freedom fighter. And they were telling me, you know, what? Please, the issue now is not losing jobs, is not pregnancy of young children. Those are problems, but the problem now is dying or not dying. So how can you compare? How can you compare problems ebizibu with okufa? If you don't know the meaning, at least put it in your local language. It will be clearer. Ebizibu, problems. Ebizibu are called peko. Peko with mot. Mot is dying. To with to. How can you compare problems ebizibu with okufa? We can have ebizibu, yes. But okufa, dying, is irreversible. Ebizibu can either be contained or even be reversed. But once you die, you are dead, finished. So I cannot be part of that muddle-headedness. When people's heads don't work properly. So that's how we were able to take tough decisions and survive. The problems now we have, petrol, fertilizer, what? These are now man-made. They are not nature-made. They are made by our friends in Europe who are fighting. We are talking to them quietly, to all of them, talking quietly. Why? We shall see. But for me, I'm not worried. I'm not worried either about the natural problems, because you saw we handled corona. If we handled corona, what else can we not handle? Now, for this problem of man-made, which has caused also other problems, I think we shall find solutions. We are talking quietly to the Western group, also to the Russians and the other people. We shall see. We shall brief you at the right time. But for me, I'm not worried about those groups, because we have solutions here. The only thing that was worrying me, which we must address in the coming budgets, now we may not be able to address it, was the issue of the weather. Because these other issues, there is war in Ukraine and Russia, there will be no bread. If there is no bread, eat muhogo. Muhogo is here. What is the problem? You know, Africans really confuse themselves. You are crying that there is no wheat. I don't eat bread myself. If there is no bread, eat muhogo. Muhogo is here. So my real worry was actually the weather. Because the rain was becoming delayed, actually, it delayed. Instead of starting in March, it started in April. So I think as a country, we should plan that in the next budgets, maybe in the other one, we are now not able, but deal with the issue of irrigation so that we don't depend on this. Once we do that, for me, I'm not concerned with anything. If whoever wants to, Uganda has got everything. There's nothing we lack. It is a question of just waking up. Even in the next few years, we shall be having our petroleum here, and we have got other energy sources. So all those don't concern us. It is the only one I think now we must look at is irrigation, because that's what is the one which can cause us real problems if the rain fails. Now, on the issue of I want to advise Owere. I thank him very much. He's now quite patriotic. Moyo gwa Uganda. He visited Metu Katawazi, one of our bus manufacturers. Thank you for supporting him. And warned the people in the city council who are playing around with the contract, supply buses to the city council, that if they don't move, I will remove them. City council, please. Because they wanted to import buses. That is also another war we had. We have got a loan from ADB. I said the loan will be cancelled. I will not accept it. The loan was tied to importing buses instead of manufacturing them here. It was a big war. I had to put my foot down. No local manufacture of buses, no loan. But I hear those corrupt people in the KCC are still delaying. So, Prime Minister, please, use your other caterpillar strength and but I want to advise Ugandans, please stop this language of indigenous manufacturers against the others. Please don't use that language. Encourage the indigenous people if they are there, but do not speak, do not appear as if you are Banyangwe call it okweshanya. Okweshanya is Abagana Batia. When you say Nkoyo no Nkoyo, but you get about your Luganda. Abanyangwe call it okweshanya. Tulina Baganda wano. Okweshanya is when somebody comes and you are not welcoming him, you think he's a bother to you. So Kweshanya, you think about it in our different languages. Don't show lack of enthusiasm. Let me put it like that. Don't show lack of enthusiasm for our investors from outside, please. Because those who studied economics long ago know what we call GDP, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product means wealth creation in a country by anybody who is doing economic activity in that country, whether he's a citizen or not. That's what GDP is about. And many of these countries which grew, like China, if you go and study now, you find that for a long time, the majority of from 1978, when Deng Xiaoping opened the economy, the big portion of the economy was from outside investors. Bigger part of GDP. Then there is what we call GNP, gross national product. This is the one which Oweri is talking about, where our own people are the ones. Yes, it's welcome, but we welcome Duchu, we welcome all of them. That is the line of the NRM. I am here, I am the one promoting that. Nobody can beat me in Africanism. When it comes to African things, I eat African food. I love everything African. But I welcome all investors into Uganda. And don't try to make these distinctions, because the countries which did that actually failed, and I can quote for you many of them. Only that I am also Minister of Foreign Affairs. I don't want to offend people. Now, Oweri was worried about the arts people. The arts people, we shall support our arts people, but let's start with the scientists, because we don't have enough money to handle both. So rather than say we all get stagnant, no, that's not correct. I'll give you an example. There is an institution called Soroti Flying School. That wonderful institution was about to die because of this policy of Banyankuri have a proverb say, tuingane eturaha marwa. When you are drinking alcohol, you say, we are all equal. We are all men here when you are drunk. But when the drink goes away, you discover who is better than the other one. So please, this Osinzaki must stop. Soroti Flying School was about to collapse because of this Osinzaki. We are all government workers. Why? If somebody, we trained our young people as pilots on propeller, planes, then on jet engines. Once you qualify on a jet engine as a pilot, in the airline, he will be paid 25 million shillings. So here at Soroti, they were wonderfully, this ministry of, there's a ministry of transport and something else and something else. They were paying pilots 1 million. The pilots said, no, we are going to, if you don't want us, we go to the airline. So the school was going to die. What sort of wisdom is this? I had to intervene and say, please, these scientists, these pilots in this case, happen to have a higher market price than there's somebody they call HDR. Have you heard of that one? Huh? What is it called? Human resource, HR? HRD, or whatever. HRM. Well, if I dismiss the HRM of Soroti Flying School, I will get another one tomorrow. Who will accept but the pilot, if he goes away to the airline, the school will close. So please, let's give the market price. Let's use the principle of market price. What will this person now get on the market price? And in the end, we shall pay all of them well. But if we can't pay all of them, rather than saying everything we lose everybody. I don't think that's a correct way. It is suicidal. Now, finally, Owere Banange. He has now taken an unconstitutional road. He has given the powers of budgeting to the Speaker. He doesn't know who is the actual budgeter. So Attorney General advised Owere, please, to know who is the budgeter. The Speaker cannot move a budget motion. So, please. So, with these few words, I congratulate all the workers of the whole world and the ones of Uganda. But please, we are tired of this small number of workers of Owere, of 1.5 million. We need a workforce of many more numbers. And the way is there. Parish development model will set us off, and we may end up with a workforce of 60, 70 million people. Because Uganda is so rich. The only other thing we should take care of is the environment. The other day I was in my war area, Ruero. If you see how the people are invading the wetlands, the ones I know very well, the ones where we used to do some work against some of our compatriots, I warned them. I warned the cow, the Gombora chief, the Murka chief. If I find people in the wetlands and you are doing nothing, I will go for you. Apart from going for those people, because you are the authority there. I don't want to talk about the LC3, those are political, but you, the government appointee, the cow, the Gombora chief, the Murka chief, and the other technical staff at the ones in that line, please. This is the other than the weather, the other crucial element that can cause us problems not easy to deal with is the environment, mismanaging of the environment, invading the forests and invading the wetlands and the lakes, the lake shore. The rest we shall handle. It's not a big problem. Now, coffee, we are at 8 million bags. Maize, milk, everything is moving. There's nothing that we cannot solve if we deal with the weather, irrigation, but also deal with the environment and the peace and infrastructure. The rest will be easy. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, thank you so much. Can we, in a more vigorous way, put our hands together for His Excellency, for his wisdom? Your Excellency, on special days like this, national and international, it's our tradition that you give medal awards to outstanding personalities in our society. And on this note, I would seek permission to invite the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery, Major General Igumba George, to take us in this almost last segment of our ceremony today.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, in an effort to catch up with lost time, with due humility, permit me to ride on the protocol you did pronounce a little while ago. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. At this year's celebration to commemorate the International Labour Day, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda is pleased to award medals to a number of deserving persons, and to make the noble presentation is none other than me, Major General George Gumba, the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery, as per established law. Now, therefore, in accordance to Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honors and Awards Act, 2001, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 50 persons during these International Labour Day celebrations. The medals are the 50th National Independence Medal, the Long Service Police Medal, and the Honorary Police Medal. The names of the 50 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee, chaired by Dr. Beatrice, with Hajat Zamina Malole as Secretary to the committee, under the very able stewardship of the Honorable Minister for the Presidency, Honorable Millie Bavirie Babalanda. The awardees have been grouped into 3 distinctive categories. 50th National Independence Medal, 40 of them. Long Service Police Medal, 7 in total, broken down into 2 subcategories. The Long Service Gold, those are the 30 years plus, who are 4, and the Long Service Silver Medal, 20 years plus, who are 3. And last but not least, the Honorary Police Medal, who are 3 in number. Now, the National Independence Medal. The National Independence Medal is awarded to persons in recognition of outstanding service and loyalty to the country from 9th October 1962 to 9th October 2012. And on my list, Your Excellency, is Dr. C Chitto Mutuluza, a female of 60 years old who was born way back in 1962. She is a physician, epidemiologist, and medical researcher. She is the executive director of the Joint Clinical Research Center, specializing in HIV/AIDS treatment and management. She did spearhead the development of the Joint Clinical Research Center, state-of-the-art clinical and research laboratory. Over the years, she has overseen the extension of ARVs to districts all over Uganda. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is none other than Mr. Tasushi Suboi, a male adult of 73 years and a Japanese by nationality. Your Excellency, Mr. Tasushi Suboi will be represented for the award by the Ambassador of Japan to Uganda, His Excellency Hidemitsu Fukuzawa. Mr. Satoshi Suboi was born on 11th December 1940 and he was posted at Namulonga Agricultural College Resources Research Institute in 2004, where he developed suitable Nerica rice varieties for Uganda with high Nerica rice yielding, early maturing, pest and disease tolerance characteristics. He did champion the establishment of an efficient and strong training regime for researchers, extension staff, and farmers. Next, Your Excellency, is Dr. Ruth Acheng Ochel, who happens to be the Minister of Health and Woman Member of Parliament for Lira City. Dr. Ruth Acheng Ochero was born way back on 11th May 1968. She holds a Bachelor's of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, a Master's of Medicine in Pediatrics, and a Master of Public Health from Makerere University College of Health Sciences. She also holds a Diploma in Health Systems Management awarded by the Galilee International Management Institute, Israel. She is the Minister of Health and a member of the Board of Directors of the Infectious Diseases Institute. She also served as a member of the Board of Uganda National Medical Stores, the Pharmaceutical Procurement and Distribution arm of the Health Ministry from 2005 until 2016. Dr. Acheng is an experienced seasoned leader who has spearheaded the sector's response to public health emergencies such as Ebola, Marburg, and COVID-19 pandemics. Next is Professor Pontiano Kalevu, a male adult of 62 years, born way back on 2nd June 1960. He is an internationally recognized scientist who has made significant contributions to science, training many scientists in Uganda and in the region. He has enormously contributed to the development of the Uganda Virus Research Institute. His work has been about an understanding of the HIV virus diversity and how this contributes to disease processes and protective immune responses required to develop a vaccine. He has published more than 330 articles in peer-reviewed journals and book chapters on immunology from 2015 to date. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is none other than Honorable Justice Ruhinda Asafu Nteje, who is a retired judge. Honorable Justice Ruhinda Asaf was born on 17th February 1957. He joined the judiciary service as a magistrate grade 1 in July 1987. He rose through the ranks as chief registrar before he was appointed chief judge, now head judge, of the Industrial Court on 12th April 2014, a position he held till his retirement. He did introduce reforms in the Industrial Court. In addition, he spearheaded the review and amendment of the Labor Disputes Arbitration and Settlement Act 2006, recently enacted as New Amendment Act of 2021, which act has now expanded staffing levels of the court with more judges and court registrars. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Mr. Richard Arugava, member of the National Social Security Fund, Board and Managing Director. He was born way back on 10th June 1961. He is the Managing Director of the National Social Security Fund, a charismatic and an astute leader who has expanded the number of contributors from few hundreds to now thousands of members. He is very committed to building a formidable institution dedicated to providing social security services to employees in Uganda. In addition, he has gone into ventures that generate huge returns for NSSF, as well as boosting Uganda's economy. Next on the list is Mr. Patrick Ayota, Deputy Managing Director, National Social Security Fund, and Chairman of the New Vision paper. He was born on 26 August 1960. He is the Deputy Managing Director of NSSF Fund. He has been part of the team that expanded the number of contributors from few hundreds to now thousands. Next is Miss Gonza Beatrice, a female adult of 50 years old who was born way back on 7th July 1972. In 2012 to 2013, she joined the United Nations mission in Somalia, and her major work was to monitor and advise Somalia's police officers. In 2018, she became an assessor for the mission service instructor, and she is the only Ugandan female officer training and assessing those to join the United Nations missions in all parts of the world. She has traversed the world and gone to different countries to interview personnel for United Nations missions. She is currently a sergeant, family protection and community officer at Chira Road Police Station. Next is Nwagire Nicholas, a male adult of 29 years who was born on 15th October 1993. He constructed a structure at Kizinda Police Station in Bushenyi District and handed it to Uganda Police Force on 27th December 2021 and is being used as offices for the police officers at the station. He is a promoter of peace and security, patriotic, depicted by his contribution to building structure for police service. Next, Your Excellency, is Airo Eseza, a female adult of 38 years, born on 7th June 1984. She has promoted and supported the girl child by establishing Airo Eseza Foundation, which has greatly contributed to the empowering of women and girls with technical skills in tailoring, soap making, farming, and further training them in entrepreneurship skills to be able to start their own businesses. Next on the list is Miss Catherine Mutanga Cabagambi, a 63 years female adult born on 30th June 1959. She is a trade unionist and registered certified public accountant with over 30 years working experience and strong accounts and finance management skills. Currently, she is serving as a sole accountant on the Makerere University Regional Center for Crop Improvement. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Elong Vincent, a male adult of 42 years, who was born on 13th August 1980. He is the president / chairperson of Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, founding senior pastor of Christ Healing Global Ministry, and represents all science in education institutions of the National Council and Negotiation Machinery in the Ministry of Public Service. He has contributed greatly to the organization and empowerment of scientists in the teaching profession and the realization of the Presidential Manifesto for Science-Led Innovation as a primer for Uganda's development. Gloria, they are not coming. Gloria. They are coming. Next, Your Excellency, is Kisache Deborah, a female adult of 43 years who was born on 4th August 1979. Currently, she is the director of Kisache Medical Center and the National Treasurer for the Uganda Scientists Researchers and Allied Workers Union. Next is Mugaiga Aaron, a male adult of 37 years who was born on 7th September 1985. He's the General Secretary of Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union. Through his good leadership, he has organized over 25,000 union members into the union, hence contributing greatly to workers' rights and social injustice. Next is William Kalema Wilberforce. May his soul rest in eternal peace. William Kalema was born in 1926. He was a top civil servant in the 1960s and early 1970s. He was among the first professionals that took up leadership immediately after Uganda became independent. He served as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. In 1963, he was part of the three-man commission that transformed the then East African High Commission into the East African Common Services Organization, which later in 1967 transformed into the East African Community. He is renowned for introducing reflectors for heavy vehicles in Uganda, having visited Germany where he saw them and he came back and introduced them in Uganda. Since then, it became a policy to put reflectors on heavy vehicles, which was later named Kalema Policy. Next is Mr. Joseph Mary Mubiru. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Joseph Mubiru was born on 29th January 1929. He joined Kerala, southern India, from where he obtained a Bachelor of Arts honors degree in economics from 1954 to 1959. From 1959 to 62, he attended the New York University and obtained a Master of Arts degree. By 1963, the late Mubiru was briefly engaged by the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa before taking up a position as Assistant Secretary to the Committee of 9 for the establishment of the African Development Bank between 1963 and 64. In 1966, he was appointed chairman of the Committee for the establishment of Uganda Central Bank, eventually becoming the first governor Bank of Uganda. In recognition of Mr. Mubiru's outstanding contribution to the financial and economic development of Uganda, coupled with the impeccable professionalism he actively fostered towards Uganda's banking industry, the Bank of Uganda organizes annual Joseph Mubiru Memorial Lectures, during which economic, financial, topical issues of the day are discussed by distinguished personalities. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is none other than Reverend Father Damian Grimes. Father Damian Grimes, who will be represented by Mr. Patrick Vitature, Honorary Consular of Australia to Uganda, is a Roman Catholic Mill Hill missionary priest who worked in Uganda from 1959 to 2000, during which period he was the headmaster of Namasagari College from 1967. Reverend Father Grimes witnessed many political upheavals over the period, including witnessing the 1979 war, which ended the regime of Idi Amin. He did not abandon his students to go back to his home country, United Kingdom. Instead, he stayed with his students and protected them to the end. He managed the secondary school in difficult, complex circumstances and gave first-class education to many children, several of whom have risen to senior positions, both in government and private sector. Your Excellency, Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister Rebecca Kadaga and Mr. Patrick Beatrice are alumni of Namasagal College. He was the chairperson, Education Service Commission, who promoted equal opportunities within the education system of Uganda by encouraging second-class students and those whom society had termed as failures to excel. He managed to build Namasagal College out of an abandoned old port station to a modern college for boys and girls, and introduced an international approach to the Uganda education system, which was later adopted by other schools. Next on the list is Dr. Cassidy Charles. Dr. Cassidy is the principal of Nsami's Training Institute of Social Development, which has its main campus located in Impigi district. Dr. Cassidy has established links with partner organizations to support various programs at the institute, including setting up the Center for Social Justice in collaboration with financial and technical support from the International Institute for Social Studies of Erasmus University, Rotterdam. Next is Haj Dr. Sebowa Isa, a male adult of 53 years, born on 29th December 1969. He holds a doctorate of philosophy in business management of the Atlantic International University, USA, Masters of Science, Accounting and Finance of Nkumba University, BBA of Nkumba University, and postgraduate diploma in teaching and learning in higher education. He is an academician and farmer who introduced his community to farming of improved mangoes, coffee, and oranges by donating seedlings through his own initiative. Your Excellency, next on the list is Ms. Reste Tibwamulala, a Principal Officer 1 with Uganda Prisons Service. The officer enlisted into service on 2nd February 1984 under Iganga District Local Government as a parade instructor. She served at Uganda Prison Kakira as officer in charge in 2005 and later added extra responsibility of Deputy District Prisons Commander Jinja in 2006. While at Kakira Prison, through personal initiative, she spearheaded the expansion of the prison ward to its current capacity and then closed the prison with steel wire mesh. Next is Ms. Amuge Florence, number 4077. The officer enlisted into the service on 11th December 1981. She has served in barracks and Secretary Maxon Bay, Prison Training School, prison headquarters in Luzira. Florence is a long-serving staff with a clean record of service of 41 years, which has earned her the recognition. Next is Ms. Atim Ruth Ogwal, number 4087. The staff enlisted into the service in 1981. She's very hardworking, trusted, disciplined, and dedicated officer who served as a famous radio operator, trainer, and reception clerk. Next, Your Excellency, is Commissioner of Police Nwabine Lawrence, who joined the force in 2004 as a cadet assistant superintendent of police and rose in rank to the current rank of Commissioner of Police. He is a disciplined traffic officer who upholds the ethical values of the force and a vanguard of community policing in traffic and road safety campaigns. Next is Assistant Commissioner of Police via Mugisha Benedict, who joined the Uganda Police Force in 2001 as a cadet assistant superintendent of police. He's the acting Commissioner of Police Research, Planning and Development. As a researcher and statistician, he has demonstrated the ability to handle sensitive emergencies and precarious assignments with a lot of resilience and humility. Next is Superintendent of Police Nakitio Jane, who joined the force as a probation officer in 2002. Since her enlistment, she has served in different capacities. Currently, she's at Police Senior Command and Staff College, Webaja, as a directing staff and course coordinator. She's a passionate and seasoned trainer who has contributed greatly to the shaping of most police officers at different levels. Next is Superintendent of Police Okedi Stephen Okwi, a male adult born on 11th February 1974. He joined the police on 2nd February 1996. Currently is the Director of Music in the Uganda Police Force, a position he has held for the last 4 years. Next is Mr. Mwasa Balam, who was born on 4th November 1981 and began working for the government of Uganda as an accountant back in 2009. He is dependable, responsible, resilient, selfless, and this has always made him the first choice for any supervisory role whenever need arises. Next is Assistant Superintendent of Police, retired Kalema Morris Claudis, who joined the police in 1980 as a probationer police constable. He worked in various stations and roles, including the African Union Mission in Darfur, where he was commended for a job well done. Next is Assistant Inspector of Police, Byabazaire Monica, who joined the police force in 1987. She is self-driven, committed to work, and does not need close supervision. Next, Your Excellency, is Assistant Inspector of Police Shabe Hassan, who joined the police in 2001 and has worked in different areas, including in the first contingent of AMISOM in Mogadishu, Somalia, a job he performed with excellence because of his expertise in mechanics and driving motorized vehicles. He leaves behind an illustrious history of commitment, professionalism, ethical and outstanding performance with extreme reliability. Next is Assistant Inspector of Police Kisembo Jacqueline, who joined the police force in 1990, and she has worked in different districts across the country. Presently, she's at Kira Road Station, where she works as in charge of traffic investigations. She is a self-sacrificing, hard-working, and reliable officer when performing her duties. Next is Special Police Constabulary Odoch Ronald, who joined the force in 2011 as a sportsman. In 2014, he won a silver medal in the Kigali Rwanda Gorilla Open Taekwondo Championship. Next, Your Excellency, is Brigadier Rong, is RO number 08590, Brigadier General David Kamugisha, who was born on 19 September 1973. Next is Resistance Officer number 0823, Colonel Edward Richard Mutawe, who was born on 25th November 1973. Next is Resistance Officer number 07945, Colonel Emmanuel Ayuk Ewama, who was born on 1st December 1968. Next is Resistance Officer number 08096, Colonel Christopher Tumwine, who was born on 25th May 1966. Next is Resistance Officer number 08184, Colonel Deus Kachiga Taremwa, who was born on 15th October 1971. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Resistance Officer number 08550, Colonel Militon Ntarushoche Katarinyeva, who was born on 7th August 1972. Next, Your Excellency, is Resistance Officer veteran number 00555, Colonel Fred Mulugwe, who was born on 23rd March 1964. Next on the list is Resistance Officer veteran number 02538, Colonel Chitata David Magambo, who was born on 30th March 1969. Your Excellency, the last category is the Long Service Police Gold Medal and Silver Medals, awarded to police officers with long service record of 30 years plus, with untainted record and uninterrupted service to the force. The 4 officers have been considered for their loyalty, zeal, dedication, and commitment in service of the Republic of Uganda. And the 4 in this category of gold are Inspector of Police Namukwe Jen, Inspector of Police Bavamunsi Jime, Assistant Inspector of Police Abot Santa, and the number 44649 Sergeant Nyawere Aida. The next, which is awarded to police officers with long service record of 20 years plus, with untainted record and uninterrupted service, are Assistant Superintendent of Police Twinamasiko Erison, Assistant Superintendent of Police Sam Davies, and Assistant Inspector of Police Asekenye Faiz. Your Excellency, the very last category of 3 officers is the Honorary Medal. It's awarded to civilians who have shown unwavering support to the Uganda Police Force programs in respect of community policing, donations, improved welfare, and operations. This award, Your Excellency, goes to Dr. Kagoda, SP. Next, Mr. Hassan Nginya Saidi. And last but not least, Mr. Mugarura Benon.
Tulaba ku Bukedde TV ekigenda maaso mu kiseera kino omukulembeze w'eggwanga ali ku bantu abaweereddwa emidaali. Tujja kutandikira ku bantu abaweereddwa emidaali bali 50. Emidaali gino gigabanyiziddwamu ebiti eby'enjawulo. Waliwo ekika ky'emidaali kye bayise Golden Jubilee nga kiweereddwa bannaffe abatali bajaaso babayite ba civilians. Bano omuwendo gwabwe omugatte bali 19 nga kuliko abakazi 6 abasajja 13. Kuliko era omudaali ogwa zaabu ogwa Jubilee guweereddwa abasirikale ba poliisi. Bano bali 10 nga kuliko abakazi 3 abasajja 7. Era omudaali ogwa zaabu ogwa Jubilee oguweereddwa aba prisons bali 3 nga bano bonna bakazi. Era nga kuliko n'abajaasi ab'eggye lya UPDF era nabo abaweereddwa omudaali guno ogwa zaabu nga bali 8 ku luno bonna basajja. Wali olaba nti mu prisons babadde bakazi bali 3 ate wano bwe kituuse mu UPDF bali 8 bonna nga basajja. Waliwo omudaali oguyitiddwa Police Special Medal. Guno guweereddwa abantu 10. Guweereddwa abasirikale ba poliisi 10. Ne wabeerawo n'omudaali oguyitibwa Honorary. Era bw'oba olaba boogenda okubanga abamu balaba awo abali masuuti gaabwe gubaweereddwa bali 3 nga kuliko omukazi omu n'abasajja 2. Waliwo omudaali oguweereddwa era abasirikale abaludde nga baweereza. Guno gwo gwa zaabu gwe bayise long serving nga mulimu ogwa gold ne mubeeramu n'ogwa silver. Abafunye omudaali ogwa zaabu ogw'abantu abasinze okuwangaala oba okuweereza mu poliisi ogwa zaabu bali 3 nga ku bano kuliko omukazi omu n'abasajja 2. So nga ate era waliwo n'omudaali ogwa silver oguweereddwa era abakoze nga bano bakoze okuva mu myaka 20 n'okweyongerayo. Bali abasoose abaweereddwa ogwa zaabu bali 40 baweereza emyaka 40 n'okweyongerayo. Bano abafunye omudaali ogwa silver bali 3 nga kuliko omukyala omu ate era nga kuliko n'abasajja 2. Omugatte kuliko abakyala 13 n'abasajja 37. Nina mukyala Dr. Mutuluza yasookedde ddala ku lisiti okubanga afunye omudaali. Tugenda kubanga twogeramuko naye atubuulire omudaali gwaweereddwa gwaki. Ono nno nga bwe bamwogeddeko alina omulimu munene nnyo. Nsaba otunule wali eri tubeere nga tulabagana. Nyabusooka oyogera amannya go.
Amannya agange mpitibwa Dr. C Chitto Mutuluza nga nze nkulira ekitongole ekya Joint Clinical Research Center ekiri e Rubowa. Olunaku olwaleero ndi musanyufu nnyo okuba nti nfunye omudaali gwe bayita Golden Jubilee Award gwe gusingayo obukulu oba waggulu omuntu civilian atali wa magye okugufuna. Naye nga omudaali guno ngufunye mu sekita y'obulamu nga tusiimibwa oba nga nsiimibwa emirimu gye tukoze okutusoosowaza okusinga ku bitongole ebirala.
Njagala nga tetunaba kutuuka awo. Biki ebyenjawulo by'ozze okoze nga tonnaba genda mu Joint Clinical Research Center wali e Rubowa?
Nze emirimu gyange nakolera internship ensambya era bwe navaayo nakolerayo omwaka gumu. Bwe navaayo ne ndyoka ngenda mu Joint Clinical Research Center. So n'olwekyo mu Joint Clinical Research Center gye nkoledde okuva mu 1992 era gye nkulidde era gye nkoledde emirimu gyange gyonna.
Byanjawulo ki byokoze mu kitongole ekyo?
Nga sinayogera ku byanjawulo bye nkoze, omudaali guno ngufuna naye emabega wange waliyo abantu bangi betukola nabo. Tuyina boodi yaffe ebadde ey'amaanyi ennyo mu kutuwagira ekulirwa Professor Ibingira Charles. Abakozi ba JCRC bayisa mu 10 kati naye singa tekubadde kukola namaanyi n'okwewaayo n'okukola emirimu gyonna gye tukoze ndowooza bandibadde tebatulengedde nga GCRC. Kale omudaali guno wadde ngufunye leero ngufunye ku lwa ttiimu ennene gye tukola nayo ne baboosi bange aba board ya
ekigambo ekya ARVs mpulidde bakikulembeza nnyo. Contribution yo yali ki ku kulaba nga ARVs zibuna n'okuba nga zigenda mu bantu?
Wano ku lukalu lwa Africa Joint Clinical Research Center ye yasooka okukozesa eddagala lino erya mukenenya. Eddagala nga lya bbeeyi nnene, ne tugenda mu India ne tuleeta eddagala eriva mu India nga lya bbeeyi ntonoko, ne tutandika okubunya clinics okwetooloola Uganda. Era Joint Clinical Research Center yali nsaale okuleeta eddagala mu nsi zonna endala ze tuyita low and middle income countries, kubanga baali balowooza tetusobola mu nsi zino kuwa ddagala lino, naye bagenda okutuuka wano basanga Joint Clinical Research Center yakola dda omulimu mu bantu ne bakakasa nti kisoboka. President Bush owa America kwe kukkiriza naawe essente ze tukozesezza okulaba nga tubunya eddagala lino buli wamu. Era GCRC ye yasooka okufuna grant esooka okubunya eddagala wano mu Uganda, era ye institution katugambe mu nsi yonna eyatandika abalwadde ku ddagala bano abasinga obungi. Bwe twatandika omulimu ogwo twasomesa abantu abalala, kati ebitongole bingi ebisobola okukola omulimu guno, naye tetwakoma ku kugaba ddagala lyokka, naye twatandikawo ne laboratory esobola okulaba nti eddagala lino bw'olimize obadde otya, oba eddagala lino litandise obutawulira kawuka bulungi, obutawulira ddagala kye tuyita resistance. Era laboratory ezo ze twatandikawo mu center zaffe endala eziri mu Uganda ze zasooka okuba nga zisupportinga ministry okuba nti tulaba abantu abali ku ddagala bakoze batya, obutofaali bwe tuyita CD4 bulenkana ki mu mubiri. Ffe twasooka okukola wano okupima akawuka mu mubiri kitukiyita viral load, era ne tukibunya mu Uganda yonna. Ffe twasooka okutandika okukebera abaana nga baakabazaala okulaba nti balina akawuka oba tebalina, kubanga luli twali tulinda emyezi 18. Kale programu ya Uganda nga tukolera wamu ne Ministry ya Health, GCRC yagiwoomamu omutwe awamu n'abakozi abalala abateekayo nnyo omwoyo abatali wano leero, naye bonna mbakiikiridde. Era eno meddo tugifunye nga GCRC singa Dr. C Chitto.
Omudaali guno ogwogerako ki?
Omudaali ogulaba mulungi,
gweguliwo
omudaali gwe guno. Batuwadde n'omudaali omulala omutono gwe tusobola okwambala buli lunaku. Omudaali tugusiimye, tulabye nti tukola emirimu gye tukola, waliyo abatusiima, waliwo abatulaba. Tweyanziza pulezidenti ne komiti ye eyatulaba n'etulonda n'esalawo nti ffe tusaanidde okufuna omudaali guno leero.
Bulijjo omuntu bw'akola asiimibwa, kuba naffe abatannaba kufuna midaali. Nze nno sifunangayo gwa mawulire ogw'obusomesa sinnafuna, ogw'amawulire sinnafuna, eri bannaffe abatannaba kufuna mudaali gwonna naye nga tebaweereza.
Ekyo kituufu, bantu bangi nnyo baweereza, naye waliwo abasukka ku bannaabwe. Kati ffe omudaali
sinnasukka
omudaali batusoosowaza ne batuwa omudaali guno, tusiima. Gutwongeramu amaanyi ate okukola ennyo bye tugenda okukola mu maaso, ate nabyo bingi oba oliawo tunakoma wano ne batuwa omudaali omulala.
Waliwo omuntu kayagala okuwulira mbu omudaali guliko akagendera.
Omudaali batuwaddeyo transport, amanyi amafuta kati galinnya, kati batuwaddeyo transport okuva gye tuvudde n'okusobola okulaba nti tuddayo tuleme kulemera wano.
Sectors ez'enjawulo ozitunuulira otya ku baweeredde emidaali? Mulimu abalimi, mulimu ba accountant, mulimu bannaffe aba prisons, mulimu aba police, mulimu aba UPDF, eri abaweereddwa honorary medal.
Olunaku olwaleero lw'abakozi ba workers. Abakozi tebali mu kitongole kya health kyokka, tulina abakozi mu bitongole ebirala, tulina n'abasirikale bangi be bawadde medal olunaku olwaleero. Eno enkola nnungi nti batunuulire kubanga abakozi tuli mu sekita nnyingi. Naye tusuubira nti tujja kudda wano batuwe omudaali omulala.
President atadde nnyo essira ku kigambo kya parish development model okuba nti y'emu kuzisobola okuyamba abantu okuva mu mbeera ey'obwavu ey'okwekulaakulanya. Mwenka abali muli mu byabulamu nammwe mugyetaaga enkola eyo?
Enkola eyo singa omuntu abanga alina akasente mu nsawo, bwe tugamba nti komawo ku lunaku luno onone eddagala lyo, tajja kufuna kaluubirizibwa nnyo kubanga alina akasente mu nsawo asobola okujja. Ne bw'aba tasobodde kujja waffe asobola okugenda ku health center endala gye basasula. Ffe waffe tebasasula, balina kuteeka mu sente mu transport. Naye ne bw'aba nga tazze waffe, abantu bakaluubirirwa nnyo okugenda okufuna obujjanjabi mu budde olwa ssente. Naye singa eno modo abantu basobola okuba nga beeyongera okuba nti balina ssente mu nsawo, kijja kubasobozesa ate n'obulamu okubeera nga bugenda waggulu. Ekyo tukiwagira.
Abantu baffe mu kigambo ky'ebyobulamu olaba batambudde batya?
Mu bulamu naddala mu kigambo ekya HIV ffe kye tusinga okukolako. Eddagala lino nga tuyambibwako Global Fund, nga tuyambibwako PEPFAR, eyo ye programu ya government ya United States. Eddagala liyambye nnyo abantu. Luli abantu baali bafa nnyo, abantu baali baleka abaana baabwe, abantu baali tebasobola kwekolera mirimu. Naye eddagala likubeezawo nga bwe wandibadde ne pressure oba ne sukaali, n'osobola okuba nti okola ng'oyongerako economy. Ne modo neno modo parish modo nawe kusanga nga oli mulamu ng'osobola okukola. Ndowooza okiwulidde. Naye kye tukubiriza abantu nti eddagala lino tulimire bulungi. Waliwo abamu abagayaala, walimu abamu abakoowa. Ebirala bye tukolako twagala kulaba nti akawuka ka siriimu tukawonyeza ddala tutya. Bw'onooba nga toliiwo ng'eddagala tolimize bulungi ate tojja kutuuka ku stage eyo.
Empiso gye mwagamba era wammwe eyo gye mwagamba mulimu kulaba ng'etandikawo, empiso eyo etuuseewo?
Kaakati tugenze nga tulongoosaamu mu kunoonyereza research kubanga ffe okusinga tukola research, nga tulongoosaamu nga eddagala lye tugenze tumira ligenda lyongera okuba eddungi, empeke zeeyongera okendeera. Kati tuli ku mpeke emu, naddala bano abasooka emu buli lunaku. Kati empisa eno ffe tusoose wano ku lukalu lwa Africa okuginoonyerezaako. Tucoordinatinga site 8 mu nsi 3, Uganda, Kenya ne South Africa. Kaakati tumaze ku study ya participants bali 512. Kwabo twakafunako 70%.